So I've hinted at this way back in my very first video, but I'm on the autism spectrum. Now, today's topic is a bit more personal to me, but I still wanted to make this video because I know that there's probably a lot of people who can relate to my experiences. By the way, quick disclaimer. 1, I'm not a doctor, so always seek a professional diagnosis if you suspect anything. And 2, as we learn about my specific symptoms, bear in mind that everyone who has autism is different. ASD is not linear, it's a huge spectrum, and people can be found all over that spectrum because everyone is their own person. With that being said, it's story time. God, that's so corny. I, along with many other autistic people, deal with sensory issues. For me, it's mainly sound. For example, if I am in a crowded area where there's a lot of people, I can legit hear every conversation
at the same time.
So sometimes when I'm talking to people out in public, I have to laser focus all of my attention to follow along what they're saying. And it can still be pretty difficult to figure it out because what I hear is... Another example of overstimulation in public is when I'm walking somewhere with loud traffic and from a distance I hear a loud siren slowly approaching closer. And I just know that I have to brace myself for the next few seconds. Because the sound of a loud vehicle next to me is like someone drilling a hole straight into my ear canal. So curse gesagt, my brain is just really terrible at ignoring things. Most of the time. Funny enough, there have also been times where I've been a little too good at ignoring things. Like whenever I wear my headset to remove myself from a overstimulating situation, it effectively blocks out any unwanted noise. But as a side effect, my friends have to straight up hit me in order for me to react because I'm straight up deaf whenever I'm listening to music. Another thing that I do to help myself with my sensory issues is shaking my legs or sometimes even doing repetitive movements with my hands. This is called stimming, which is a repetitive movement or vocalization that a lot of neurodivergent people use to self-regulate. Personally, I have this thing where I like to walk in circles back and forth because it really helps me a lot. Though on a side note, if you ever see someone stim, please don't automatically assume that they're anxious. Because sometimes when people do it, it's to unwind and relax. But it's also excellent at helping people concentrate and focus. And since we are on the topic of people assuming things, that actually brings me on to my next point. Alright, yeah, I think we all saw this one coming. Of course, I'm not saying everyone who's neurodiverse is struggling with social interaction, but yours truly is on the majority with this one though. See, I'm on the part of the spectrum that has a bit of difficulty expressing their emotions, and that basically means that I am very emotionally flat when it comes to my face, body language, and tone of voice, but maybe that one is pretty obvious. And people often tend to assume that I'm very emotionally cold, or really stupid for some reason. I've had my fair share of experiences before of getting infantilized at work, but normally I'd let that shit slide because it takes a lot to offend me. However, there have been times where people take it a step too far. Like this one time at my previous job where I was assigned to categorize stickers based on their colors, black, gray, and green, so it wasn't like a very difficult job to do. But then my coworker just barged in, decided to, I guess, help for some reason, and was like, oh, hey Tosi, this is like a gray sticker, just in case, you know? Yeah, no crap, Becky. I'm not colorblind. And you know damn well I had to tell my best friend about this, and she followed up with her own story about the time her old colleagues treated her like the dumbest person on the planet. But I digress. I realize that I am rambling quite a bit, and I just want to state that this is not supposed to be an autism sucks kind of video. Rather, the reason why I wanted to make this video was because I was inspired by other content creators who have come forth about their experiences with being neurodiverse. And I hope that by sharing my stories, I could maybe help someone out there in a similar fashion they did. And more importantly, this is my coming out video.